Back at it again. Anthony and Alex here to talk stuff. If you hear some noise in the background, no, we're not at a bowling alley. And contrary to popular belief, no, those are not fireworks in the background because of, I don't know, like 4th of July or America's birthday or Independence Day or whatever word you want to use. They're actually fireworks celebrating our return right now. Right, Alex?
That's right. Episode 8. Fans are outside just sparking up those fireworks.
Yep, I saw some stuff where people were going to get like some Roman candles and that and different kind of M80s and a whole bunch of stuff. And everybody's like, oh, for America? And everyone was like, no, for Anthony and Alex. And I was like, that was pretty cool. So, shout out to explosives. I think it's pretty cool. No? Is it not pretty cool?
It is pretty cool, yes.
It's always good to shout out explosives. So we talked about... we were kind of biting the bullet a little bit. Well, not really. We were right on some things. You were right on some things. NBA free agency recap.
We're definitely wrong. Well, I was definitely wrong.
At this point, I don't even know if it's even bothered. I did the same thing with Germany, so I'm probably not correct with stuff. But I feel like Warriors, should we even bother playing the season? Cool, we'll play until DeMarcus Cousins comes back and eases himself into the lineup, and then the Warriors are full health come playoff time, and they dominate the shit out of everybody.
Let's go through it as far as how it actually went down. Now, I think the first sort of surprising move that happened was that Paul George ended up staying.
Right, we found out that Paul George. Yep, we found out that Paul George is a fucking idiot and signed a 4-year deal to stay in OKC to play alongside Alex's favorite player in the league, Russell Westbrook.
No, not so much.
Which is definitely going to work out for Paul.
I mean, I guess he's getting paid, but I have no idea why you do that to yourself.
What are
the only thing I could guess is that you've
why not go to LA?
You don't want to put yourself in that situation with LeBron. You think he's gonna you think you won't mesh well. It might be So
you think you're Paul George? I mean, granted, you have a healthy hatred for Russell Westbrook, but you're Paul George. You think you're gonna mesh better with Russ than you are LeBron?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're, maybe he's more friendly. He likes just I
mean, they play paintball together on his birthday.
Well, there it is. I mean, it's a sort of same situation. Say Russ and LeBron, very, ball dominant. They're going to take all the shine. But maybe in the LeBron situation, it's just, I don't know. There's more factors going on. There's more I don't know, more pressure. Now you're in LA, you're in your hometown. There's more spotlights on you. OKC, even with both of them, nobody really expects them to do much, especially in that conference.
Asshole.
Well, you don't know. I mean, they were cool, obviously. You don't know that. I mean, I don't enjoy the way he played at all, but if you're going to get paid whatever it is, $40 million more staying there than anywhere else, and, I don't know, you're not loving the situation in LA because you think maybe the lights are too bright, maybe.
Didn't he leave Indiana with, kind of... I don't even think it was a secret. Didn't he leave explicitly being well, because I want to go to LA?
Yeah, everyone thought that because this is I
just don't see what happened in that 1 year. No, I think Russ is awesome in a lot of ways. I also think he's not awesome in a lot of ways. But I don't understand what happened within that 1 year that made you think, Paul George, that all right, cool, I'm gonna go back to OKC. You guys.
I don't know, maybe Russ got his ear. I don't know.
They got smacked, not even by Utah, literally by Donovan Mitchell. I mean, Rubio played pretty good. But, you got smacked in the first round again, Oklahoma City kind of always does. They never, well, granted, when they used to choke, it was because of Kevin Durant. But I just don't get, what... I know they're going to make the playoffs. They're a good team. Russ is good. They got good coaching. They have some good pieces, but I don't know. I really was not blown away or super perplexed, but especially too that he signed a 4-year, not even a 1 year with an option for 2 or a 2. He signed a straight up 4, right? It's not even a 3. Is it a 3? No, LeBron's is a 3 with an option for 1, so technically a 4. I think Paul George is a straight up 4.
That's what I thought as well.
Yeah.
But
Like
maybe
straight
the
up
thing,
4 year.
maybe the thing with Paul George is you figure, okay, we got two of us here, for the upcoming future.
Right.
Next season, the free agency that we talked about in the last episode,
Yep.
it's
Nice
like,
callback.
there's some guys coming around. So it's like, okay, maybe it's like, the Lakers aren't looking so good. Maybe they don't, aren't as strong, even though LeBron's there. Who's going to be the team that's going to kind of get these guys and be like, hey, we only need one more piece. Maybe it's you, that kind of thing. And they can draw somebody big there.
That is potentially a thing. I really didn't. I don't know. Not that it's terrible or anything. I really no. I don't know. I don't think it's bad. I just really was just especially for like the years. I was really just kind of not floored, I guess, but I just didn't see what happened in year one that made him, because he didn't even take like a meeting with the Lakers or whatever, and I just don't know what happened in year one from an outsider's perspective. I don't know what happened in year one that made him be like, all right, cool, I'm going to go back. Like, this worked. I'm going to do it again. Because you're not beating, granted, to your point, we don't know what's going to happen in 2019 or the next offseason, but you're definitely not beating Golden State. You're not beating the Rockets. If the Timberwolves are healthy, I don't think you're beating the Timberwolves. I don't know what's going to happen with LA, but that could even be a little tough. You already got smacked
also,
by Utah.
he made the first decision, right? So maybe he didn't want to go to the Lakers without, and I don't know what conversations went on, but maybe he didn't want to commit to the Lakers without knowing what else was going to shake out, since he was...
Yeah, but that's not an excuse, because then in the worst case scenarios, you wait a couple days.
No, maybe he has no communication. Maybe he has little communication with LeBron or something. I don't know.
You have communication with the fucking TV and ESPN, and even you said it yourself that LeBron wanted to make his decision by the 4th so he could have time to enjoy his vacation or whatever the hell. Like, you could have waited till at least Monday or Tuesday. Granted, the decision came on like Sunday or whatever, but I don't know. To pull the trigger right. Like, he pulled it almost, it was like the deadline started, and then a minute later, Paul George's deal came through already. Not to mention you add in all the reports of, like, it was known for a couple days that LeBron was going to LA, but even if you disregard that, say you're Paul George and you don't believe it, you want to, proof is in the pudding and you want to see it done before you make a decision, wait a couple days. Just to be the first, I think that's it a little for me too, like, I know we had mentioned, and we're going to get into it, a little bit as this episode continues. You had mentioned that you thought Kawhi would be the first domino. I initially thought LeBron would be the first domino. I saw your Kawhi piece, thought it made like a lot of sense. But yeah, for Paul George to be like the first guy, I don't know, I just felt like it was not rushed, but I just found it to be a little hasty, like at best. And I feel like he could have played his cards a little bit. Again, I don't see what. Like, is Oklahoma City with the team that they have right now? Granted, some things can still shake out. What are they, like the 5th best team in the West? The 6th? Like, again, they lost to Utah. I don't know they're not past Golden State. They're not past Houston. I don't think they're past a healthy Timberwolves team. They already lost to Utah, and Donovan Mitchell's only going to get better. Ricky Rubio's going to be healthy again. They already got Rudy Gobert. Like, they have a good team with good coaching. We don't know what the... are they better than the Lakers right now with LeBron and the powder keg that's there with fucking Lance Stevenson and Rondo? Like, I don't know. I just don't know if that's like, I don't know. Maybe there's other factors, but that just seems a little hasty and an interesting decision.
I just think it was one of those.
Like, if you were Paul George, what would you have done?
I just don't think he likes. I don't think he wants that spotlight, I guess. Guess.
Do you think he would have wanted to go to LA if LeBron wasn't going to LA? Because he's there, but it's not as much spotlight?
I think everyone was saying that, but I think in his mind that he was like, no, I'm not going to play with that guy.
I have an interesting thought or a question, I guess. Do you think he was maybe leaning towards LA, and do you think it was the opposite? He caught wind that LeBron was going to go to LA and decided against it because LeBron was going to LA?
No, he should have known that the entire season. I don't know what he was.
So, but whether he caught wind of it now or earlier in the season, whatever, do you think do you think maybe he was like, well, I'm going to LA, and then whether it was early in the season, mid-season, a couple days ago, a week ago, whatever, when he kind of felt LeBron was going to go to LA, did that make him decide, oh shit, I don't want to go to LA anymore if LeBron's going to go there? Do you think that could have had instead of luring him there and being like, oh, I want to go to play with LeBron, do you think it could have made him be like, oh, I don't want to play with LeBron?
No, I just think people are using his comments from like years ago as like a kind of a tent pole on where he's going to like make his decision. He really hasn't come out and said those same statements since he was back in Indiana about like, oh yeah, I would love to play, out there. I mean, Kevin Love has said the same thing, but we're not like talking about Kevin Love going to Lakers for obvious reasons. But so I just think it was really, to me, it was maybe more like the media being like, well, he's said in the past that he would like to play for the Lakers and stuff, and not really like him. So he goes there, he plays there for a year, he feels comfortable with the Thunder, he likes the direction, he likes Russ, and so he's like, okay, cool, I'm going to get $40 million extra than I would anywhere else, and I could still be low-key because, it's Oklahoma City. I mean, we've got to remember he was on the Indiana Pacers and Oklahoma City. Yeah. They're kind of, and then like going to LA with all that kind of spotlight.
Yeah, it's a bit of a different market.
It's different. So, maybe he's just like not that guy. He doesn't want to be that guy.
Yeah. I don't know. If that's the reasoning, even so, like, I guess that's cool. You can't go to Oklahoma City right now thinking like, well, this is the best move for like titles and championships.
I mean, I try to go to LA because if I'm him, one, it's home, and you might get some heavy. Obviously, you'll get some heavy spotlight this year, and I don't know how much he's played with LeBron, other than just like the USA team and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But I would imagine sooner rather than later, within the next 2 years, he'll actually be the third banana there. Rather than like the second guy, and maybe he feels more comfortable doing that, like third banana in LA rather than, I don't know, it's probably a better spot than second banana in OKC.
I love your banana references.
Thank you.
I meant to mention it when you first started using it in the free agency episode a couple episodes back, but this your banana reference is the equivalent of my blue chip.
Blue chipper.
Yeah.
Blue chip.
I don't say chipper. But blue chip, yeah.
He's blue chip.
It's the equivalent. It's definitely the equivalent.
Okay, that's good. All right, so then comes out late on actually early, because it came out about, I saw it like 8:15 on the 1st, that LeBron confirmed that he's going to be a Laker, which I don't think surprised anyone.
No, I thought maybe he was leaning a little towards staying in Cleveland. Starting last year, as soon as the season started, I was like, he's going to be a Laker. He's going to be a Laker. Then I started to lean towards maybe he was going to stay in Cleveland a little bit. I don't know. I didn't think he was going to stab Cleveland again like he did.
Yeah, but it's different this time.
No, it's different this time, but it's still not great. And yeah, I didn't know if he was gonna want to go there, but he did, and I don't know. I don't know.
I thought it was pretty easy to read when you have two houses worth. Huh?
You thought he was gonna stay in Cleveland, though.
No, not at the end of the day. Did I say he was going to stay in Cleveland? Yeah. I mean, I think it's a better situation for him, but I didn't think he was going to stay just because he has the two houses.
You said Paul George was going to stay in Oklahoma, LeBron would stay in Cleveland, and Kawhi would wait, but Kawhi would end up on the Clippers.
Oh, well, I was on drugs because I don't really believe that because...
That's what you said.
Well, maybe I was thinking situationally, because I still think, like, if he was in Cleveland, that's a better situation than what he has right now. We'll go into that.
Oh, like, okay, that's a very interesting statement.
I do think, because you're in the East. I mean, I don't care what, like, you could kind of reset whatever you can get, whoever you want.
Still not winning
at the
title.
Cavs. No, but you at least get to the finals every year. So at least you have, like, a chance. I mean, who thought they'd win that one that they did? So, I mean, at least it gives you a chance. I mean, if you can get some, like, other pieces in there, to be honest, I'd still rather be facing, the up-and-coming 76ers, the up-and-coming Celtics, rather than facing all that craziness.
I just don't get but even the development with there, like you
but
guys.
What I was trying to say before is like when you have like two houses that are worth like $40 million like totaled, and your kid we saw that like
Yep.
LeBron Jr. was like in like already enrolled in a school outside of California. It's like okay, so obviously this is where he's going because you follow like the kids,
Yep. Well, ideally.
yeah. I mean that's how you track these things down. It's like, oh, okay, like you have to enroll for school like so many months or whatever before any of these decisions are made. So it's pretty obvious,
Do you think
he tried to play that chicken game where it was like, hey, you need more pieces there or I'm not coming there? He's like, okay, I'm actually coming anyway, but I do want you to be better.
But I hope you guys do what I want.
Okay, and then so it's like, hey, you know what? We got you.
But
let's get Rondo for a year. We're gonna re-sign. We're gonna re-sign Pope. We're gonna sign JaVale McGee, and then we're gonna sign Lance Stevenson.
And we know how much you love Lance, so we're definitely bringing him in. I don't get you could have given you gave $4 million to Lance. You could have given 5.3 to DeMarcus Cousins. You could have gave JaVale McGee and Lance's shit and gotten DeMarcus Cousins. You could have not signed Rondo and Lance and McGee and kept Randall and maybe also have had Cousins. I don't get the moves with. I think the Rondo move isn't terrible. But then,
no, Rondo played well last season.
So was Rondo coming off the bench?
No, well,
Are Ball's coming off the bench or Ball's getting out? I mean, I don't like Lonzo Ball.
No, what was prefaced to Rondo that I saw was best man wins, and that's the mentality he's coming in with. That's
a terrible statement for Lonzo. Then
I know that's what I'm saying. How you're gonna like stun him and then you get now LeVar blah blah blah. I don't know. That's rough. I don't know what's gonna happen there. I just don't like any of these pieces moves. Really. I mean, I like JaVale McGee, but he's like kind of a high energy guy.
But not as like your starting center, especially when you could have had Boogie.
No.
You could have had Cousins.
You just let Randall walk.
Yeah, for what?
Yeah, I don't understand. Unless they're like, okay, we're trying to, unless all these are cap generated moves because they're willing to give up what the Spurs have said and try to get Kawhi and sign him to a long-term deal, and all these are really cap moves, like getting Kawhi, or like getting Kawhi and then thinking about the cap situation come next offseason to try to go after, Boogie or any of these guys that's expiring. So it's interesting. It's interesting how it shakes out. I don't know. Did you hear what the Lakers wanted for Kawhi? Like what the haul is?
No, I did not.
Okay, so it came out today that the Lakers want Kuzma, Josh Hart, Ingram, Brent Ingram has been the key to everything. 2 first-rounders.
Too much already.
And 2 pick swaps.
That's a lot to give to the Spurs for Kawhi.
I know, and I think they might do it. And the Spurs at the same.
Would you do it?
If I was the Lakers? If I was the Lakers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. But then, I mean, it's because I'm not thinking about my future. If I'm the Lakers, I have LeBron James in the last.
But you're not winning a title in the next couple. I love Kawhi; he's my favorite player in the league. But you're not winning a title with that. There is no team that is. First of all, fuck your blah. There is no team in the league that is beating a starting 5 in the playoffs. Granted, Boogie has to come back healthy and be okay. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Durant, Draymond, and Boogie Cousins. There is no team in the NBA that's fucking with that. And then Iggy's coming off the bench. Got Cook.
There's not this season.
When is it? Because those guys are still going to be there next year.
It's the next 2 years. No, they're not.
Boogie might not be there, but Durant is going to be there. Steph will be there. Draymond will be there.
No, Durant's up.
Durant will redo his shit to stay because he's a bitch.
You don't know that.
He needs to be there.
Clay is up.
They'll find. I feel like they won't let these guys get blown up.
and Boogie's up.
Well, yeah, Boogie. I don't
think they
count
will.
Boogie there long
I think
term.
they will. Now, I mean, I know that. I mean, this will never happen, but I know like there are teams, i.e., the Knicks, that are trying to do this like full court press on Durant and Kyrie next season,
Oh my God.
and trying to like move the pieces around a little bit. And I think that's why they got like Fizdale. I'm going a little off topic here with my
No,
Knicks.
no, 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 no.
But like that's why they got Fizdale, because they know like, oh, Durant really likes him, and then they're leaning on like the
Why does Durant like
his
Fizdale?
oh, every player likes Fizdale because he like talks at like a player's level. Like he's not like to me he doesn't come off as some like stiff old like kind of white
No,
guy.
and I like how he defended his team those years.
Doesn't
back,
understand the culture. Doesn't understand the millennial as it would.
Gotcha.
Doesn't understand the players of today.
Gotcha.
Whereas Fizz, like he gets it. Like everyone that's ever talked about that guy has been like, that guy's awesome, including like LeBron. Everyone is like, as far as just players first and like just attitude. So even on that kind of level, that's why it's great that the Knicks got him, because now it just like looks better. He's already kind of repaired that relationship with Porzingis a little bit, and it just like looks like a better landing spot now. So,
Okay.
but except for James Dolan on the team and then being a complete black hole, but
guitar like an asshole.
Anyhow, yeah. Anyway, we get a little off topic. I mean, it's possible that team doesn't stay together only for it would only be. Obviously, luxury tax is like eventually at some point those contracts just keep getting higher and higher every year, or just straight boredom right after a year. Like I could see them winning this year because Boogie is there. I mean, it's like win it for Boogie or something. I don't know, but I could see
win
like
it for Boogie.
Yeah, exactly. I could definitely see a change with like, okay, you got LeBron, and let's say you gave up all that stuff, right? You gave up Kuzma, everyone loves Kuzma. You gave up Brendan Ingram, okay. You gave up 2 firsts because you don't really care about 4 or 5 years down the line. You only care about the next 2 or 3 years with LeBron. So you have Kawhi on a long contract. You have LeBron for the next 3 years plus a player option, and then you're looking at the 19 and 20 to fill your rosters out with. Who? With somebody big, with somebody, can you get a third guy? And then with that third guy, is that third guy now on Golden State, and you're taking away from Golden State, and now you're in turn the better team. So that's where I think they're thinking, not this season. And I think kind of their moves are really don't make sense to me, and I think they're cap related. That's the only thing I can think of.
That would. I don't. Like, who do you not see on Golden State next year? Like, so who's the only people left? It's just Steph and Draymond? Like, Clay is out, Durant is out.
No, I could see Boogie leaving, and I could see Durant leaving. I can't see Clay leaving.
I still think as long as Clay... Oh, even with Clay...
I could see Durant being like, okay, I got my 3 titles now. I got my 2, finals.
I'm cool with that, though, because I don't think
MVPs.
Kevin Durant can do it on his own. That's fine. Go to New York. Like, you're not...
And now I want to try to, create my... I got people off my back as far as, like, except for
Not
Anthony.
this guy. Not this fucking guy.
I got a lot of people off my back because now I have, like, these titles. So now I can sort of start my own thing. Maybe that's it, maybe... I'm not sure. So I could see him moving. I could see him moving on, though. Clay, I don't know. I think he loves it there. So I can't really see him moving on. But I could see Boogie just,
I don't count Boogie in the... No, he's going to get, like, a max contract from somebody. I don't count
Exactly.
Boogie. I don't count Boogie. But as
and he'll take it.
As long as that foursome is still there, and even as long as the 3, as long as Draymond, Clay, and Steph are there with their supporting cast and Steve Kerr. Like, I think Kevin Durant is awesome for their team and does a lot, but I don't think he's
you
like
think that, but last year they looked pretty. I mean, they were close, obviously, with the Rockets, and sometimes not that it was like luck. They were obviously a great team, but in the sense that you felt like when Steph was down, maybe like Kevin was up. When like Kevin was down or whatever, then maybe Clay has a hot game or something like that. And if you start taking kind of those pieces out, and Clay and Steph, I mean, they don't have bad shooting nights typically in the same night often, but I mean, I feel like you can play them differently. I feel like Durant's like length. how they were doing that post up move with him a lot
I
when they
still
felt
have
like
to have. You still have to have. Say Durant leaves and Cousins leaves. Like, say they go somewhere else. Well, obviously because they left. But
good call.
like, thanks. Like who? So then you got Draymond, Steph, Clay, whatever else supporting cast they're gonna have, and Steve Kerr. And then the Lakers have LeBron, because we're looking at it from the Lakers' perspective. Then the Lakers ideally have LeBron, Kawhi, and what? Like, is LeBron and Kawhi
Boogie?
next year?
Boogie.
They have Boogie.
What happens if they get Boogie? Which is like their mistake because they should have him this year. But
that's what I was about to ask. What do they need? Here's my first question, and then second question after that. Is LeBron and Kawhi enough to overcome Steph? Because, again, we're assuming Durant is out and Boogie is out. Is LeBron and Kawhi enough to overcome Golden State? With Draymond, Curry, Clay, and whatever else they're going to have. Is LeBron and Kawhi enough? And if not...
Oh, you mean in this like alternate future where they leave or whatever?
Yes, in this alternate future. Let's assume Kawhi ends up going... Because, again, the idea is that the Lakers aren't playing for... They want to win this year, but they're not playing for this year. They're playing for, like, literally next year, right? And in this scenario that you've laid out, Durant goes, Boogie goes. So you got Steph, you got Draymond, you got Clay, still in Golden State, rest of supporting cast, Steve Kerr, all that. And then from the Lakers' perspective, you got LeBron, you got Kawhi. Is that good enough to overcome Golden State with the original three of Clay, Draymond, and Steph?
Well, I would want Boogie or a complimenting big man because that's how you attack Golden State, especially if they're losing like, Durant or whoever Correct. They have. I would want the big man. Now, if you're just saying Kawhi and LeBron, I think it's pretty good because obviously LeBron, when he wants to be, can be just like a really good defender. Kawhi is an everyday amazing defender. So like if you're telling me that those two guys can try to lock up their two best guys and just leave Dre open, yeah, I'm fine with that. Like I think that team could win with like, just the whatever pieces they can put around it. Yeah. I mean, that's saying Kawhi is Kawhi, obviously.
That would be... I think it would be interesting
to see. But nobody's
them.
talking about the Rockets. No, I don't understand. Like, they could have easily won the title last year.
They could have, but they have the Peyton Manning of the NBA, so they get no titles.
I mean, I think it's a run-it-back situation. I think they are not in the... I mean, they'll probably be in the Western Conference Finals. Nobody thinks the Lakers are going to be in the Western Conference Finals, right?
No, I don't think people do. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not even, like, projecting the Lakers season because I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if it's LeBron and the rest of the team that's there now or if they make that trade for Kawhi, so I'm not even going to bother like projecting. I feel like they end up getting Kawhi. I don't see how they can't. Or they won't, I mean. But
then why has it been going on so long?
I don't know. Maybe they're trying to like finagle their way out of having to get, because that's again, I love Kawhi and I would almost do anything to like get him. But that's a lot. Like what you mentioned, like I don't think the firsts are that big a deal because they're going to be like picks in the 20s or like late in the first anyway. But the pick swap, the 2 firsts is still a decent haul. Then the 2 pick swaps in addition to that is a decent haul. Kuzma, Ingram, and Hart, like you're literally giving up your squad. Like that's a lot of stuff to give up. And then say they do that. What's the starting lineup then? It's Rondo at the point. You got JaVale McGee, LeBron, Kawhi, and Lance Stevenson is your starting 5?
I guess, unless you want to throw Lonzo in there.
Like, I don't know if I feel great about that. But you know what's crazy? That I think that team could potentially beat Houston. Because Kawhi locks up Harden, and then their team is fucked. Rondo gets in Paul's head. Nobody on Houston can guard LeBron because Ariza is gone. Who guards LeBron? And it is problem number 1 because as Boston proved and Indiana proved, even if LeBron's team sucks and your team is way better, which I'm not saying Houston would be that much better than them, LeBron already proved like if you don't have somebody to really stop him, which not many people can, if at all, LeBron can take over a series anytime he wants, and then you put Kawhi on Harden, and I think that fucks up Houston a lot.
I think that the Rockets could swing some midseason thing and just get a perimeter kind of defender. I know Ariza leaving was huge to me because he's great to what they do. Yeah, I mean that's in all of this, it's a really underrated thing. I don't like.
And they would still have to re-sign Capella. Like, granted, he's a free agent right now. Like, they would need to sign him. Like, if they don't get
No,
Capella
I think they
back
will,
somehow,
and he's important to what they're trying to do. Because if you have Kawhi and LeBron, I mean, just attack the inside. Like so, and the same thing with Golden State. You got to attack the inside.
You mean you're not scared of JaVale McGee down low?
I mean, as a minutes hype man, a little, not really as a starting five.
I think that would be an interesting series, like the Lakers with LeBron and Kawhi versus Houston. I mean, again, I think James Harden is awesome and has a lot of bells and whistles.
The thing is,
their system fits great. I don't have faith in them in the playoffs.
It doesn't matter because I think Houston could, not easily, but in my mind, at least Houston projects as the 1 seed because you just know that the Warriors are not going to play up to their capabilities for this most of the season
because they know whatever seed they are, they know everybody has to go through.
They're just going to win. They're going to win 55 games.
Agreed.
Everyone's going to be talking about them like they're slipping, they're burnt out. Nobody cares. There's infighting, blah blah blah.
They're gonna flip the switch.
And then the playoffs happens, and they flip the switch, and everyone's like, "Well, can they flip the switch again? I don't know." Blah blah blah.
Is the switch broken or the lights out?
Exactly.
Has Steve Kerr lost the locker room?
Exactly. You know exactly what's going to happen. Like
then we get to hear Stephen A. Smith talk about
Boogie and Dre do not get along. And you know exactly what's going to happen. It's going to be like, oh man, they only won 55 games. So it's,
Is the dynasty over?
Houston wins 62 games, whatever, get they 1 seed, and then they probably don't have to face LeBron. That's the beauty there.
Well,
I mean, maybe.
Well, potentially, because I don't. Golden State and Houston are like the 1 and the 2. Who you still got Minnesota, you got Portland. I'm not going in order, but you got Minnesota, you got Portland, you got Utah, you got OKC. I don't know. The Lakers could fall anywhere. What? Oh, you still got San Antonio. The Lakers could fall anywhere from what the 4 to the 8 seed.
Yeah, I mean, I could see him getting the 3.
Okay, so anywhere from the 3, I could see them being the 3. I could also see him being like the 7. Or
exactly.
The 8, just because. God, you got Golden State, Houston, the Pelicans, Utah, OKC, Minnesota. That's already like 6 really good teams. Then we're not including Portland. Then the Lakers. God, there's like...
Minnesota's blah.
I think when healthy, they could do some damage.
They could do anything. Well, just in my mind. And Jimmy Butler, came out and, said it why. He's like, these guys don't want to... These guys are just, young. They don't care, about winning. And it's like, so you're losing Butler. So then what? You just have Karl-Anthony Towns and Wiggins.
And then, not to mention, Pop is arguably the best coach in the NBA. That might fucking... you got the best coach in the NBA, and you're going to get Kuzma, Hart, Ingram, Patty Mills, LaMarcus Aldridge, the rest of the squad that's there. They might be a problem. They could be the 3, they could be the 4, they could be the 5. That might be an issue even if it's... The West is a fucking... murderer's row and a fucking death sentence just to get into the playoffs. That's just going to be hard enough. And then I just could see the Lakers falling potentially lower. And if they win their first round series because of how low of a seed I think they could be, then they would get Houston in the next round. I could see them being the 8 or the 7 or the 6, winning their playoff series, and then that second round having to play Houston. And you know what? To be honest, I don't know if it's my James Harden, negativity bias. I don't believe in Houston. I really think James Harden is the Peyton Manning of the NBA, and he's got a lot of bells and whistles, and his regular season game is awesome and bodes well, but come playoff time, when dudes really play D and lock up, and it's all about matchups and system and, bend but don't break and getting, your shit done, I don't think they get it done. I think people know how the Rockets play, how the Rockets work, how to stop them, how to fuck up Harden or let Harden do his thing but still have Houston lose by 15. Yeah, I can see that Lakers team beating them. Granted, maybe they swing some deals mid-season, like you mentioned. That's a tough matchup with LeBron and Kawhi versus them. Oh,
I think this Lakers team is going to be hot garbage.
I'm not going to even put a projection on them right now because I don't know who they're going to have. I don't know what if it stays this team. Oh boy, I don't know how.
Dude,
Well, this Lakers team is better than Cleveland.
Stays like this team. I mean, I guess LeBron will just force it. And
this Lakers team is better than Cleveland, right? Like this Cleveland corpse that LeBron just dragged to the finals. This Laker team is better than that, right?
I don't know, because Kevin Love is better than any of these pieces he has.
That was what I started thinking. I was like, did he go to like a better, like, granted the potential is there and the future is there, I guess, but he's obviously gonna make everybody better, but any of these guys on their own, like Kevin Love was actually an all-star like on his own, despite all the crap he's got in the last few years. Right.
And it's like, is there anybody on that team that is like an all-star on their own?
Like, they were 35 and 47 for a reason. LeBron goes to this team. They lost Julius Randle. Does this team automatically, like, flip from a 35-win team to a 15-win team, or to a 50-win team? Like, in the West? Maybe in the East, but in the West? Like, that's a big swing. A 15-win swing is a big deal.
I don't know. This team is not good in my eyes right now. I know, and they're young and stuff, but they're just not great.
No, I don't believe in them. I'm going to the.
But who knows? Maybe who knows? Maybe like I don't personally like Ingram, so I'm cool with if they just give him up. But like if Ingram has a turnaround, if Kuzma like goes crazy, if Lonzo gets it together, I don't know. One of these guys might get it together, and then you're off to the races or something.
Minnesota. Oh, I totally forgot about Denver. Minnesota was the 8th seed, right? And they were 47 and 35. LA was 35 and 47. Does LeBron going to this team minus Julius Randle, is that a 12-win swing?
I mean, probably. It's LeBron.
Yeah, but he's going up against tough competition. There's no. Granted, Phoenix sucks. Memphis, I think, will be better. Dallas will probably be better. Sacramento sucks.
Well, they can't take off in the regular season like the Cavs did last year when they were imploding in January.
You gotta try every night, and the whole West is good. The top 8.
But I'd rather have I don't know. I'd rather have Magic Johnson just being like, hey, come on, come over here. You know, like.
No, I'm not saying that's not the thing. But what I'm thinking of potential. Granted, again, I don't know if they're going to get Kawhi or if they do, what they give up, any of that. But with this Laker team as is, or is that they were 35 and 47. LeBron going there and them losing Julius Randle. Is that a 12? Are they at 12? Are they now 12 wins better? Are they going to be 47 and 35? Do they hit 50 wins? Like, Portland had 49 wins and they were the 3 seed. Like, that's. Got 3 through 8 with 3 through Portland was 49 and 33. Minnesota was 47 and 35. They're separated. Very tight. I don't know if he gets through that unscathed. And then you got to like turn. Oh, that's.
I think he does because Timberwolves are worse. Everyone beats the Suns. I don't care. Well, whatever Ayton wants to do with Booker, but I don't know. I just think, yeah, LeBron can will a 15-win swing in a team.
So you think they go from 35 to 50 win? That would put them as the.
No, I don't think they get 50. I think they get 47, 48.
Wow, that's Pelicans. I liked that the Pelicans got Julius Randle. I thought that was cool that he went there. I think they're gonna miss Rondo though.
No, I think they had a lot of things going just right. Like I know Anthony Davis is like crazy. But can he keep that going for a whole year? Rondo was playing like super well, and who else was playing super well for them?
Drew Holiday.
Drew Holiday was playing really well.
He fucking killed it.
Can they keep that up? I guess I'm not sure.
Mirotić off the bench was nice.
Wow.
Denver's not bad. Wow, they're like.
Two other things, and I put this out there on Instagram as far as what's really interesting to me actually is the Kevin Love thing now, because now the Cavs are completely willing to trade him. And does he go, if he goes to a contender, it could be potentially.
Does he go to the Lakers?
I don't think he goes to the Lakers, but I mean, it could be, definitely a big swing to have him. I know like everyone. His value right now maybe couldn't be lower, but I do still think
great.
and that's because LeBron leaves you in pieces.
Mm-hmm,
But
mm-hmm.
I still think he's a good player. And say he goes to, I don't know, Portland or something. I don't know. Can he elevate a team? Say he goes back to Minnesota or something. I don't know.
Portland would be cool because I mean with McCollum and Lillard and then Love, that adds another like option.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. Like if he goes to potentially if he goes to contender, it could switch some things. And I think the same thing with Capella. Now I think Capella probably goes back to the Rockets, but
Right, but if he doesn't, yikes.
say he goes to the Lakers or
What if the
um,
Spurs make those fucking trades and then Capella signs with the Spurs?
what happens if they make the trades and then Capella signs for the Lakers?
Oh, that would be a nice move for him. That would be a nice move for him.
Yeah, you'd probably like that, right? I mean, he's had talks with them. Is the only why I bring it up. I know he's talked to.
You know what? I remember he had talked. There was talks with the Clippers of doing like a DeAndre for Capella swap, and I was like, could Capella go
Really?
to the Clippers? Yeah, there was like talk of that during the trade deadline. That would be. Capella could be like a big wild card. I don't think he's like to push someone over the edge, but like if he were to go to the Lakers, that would be a nice piece. If he were to go to the Spurs, that would be a nice piece.
Yeah, I think that's why the Rockets can't let him leave the building, only because they're like, "Whoa, Trevor left? Like, we cannot let this guy."
Well, then what do? They're rolling Harden, Chris Paul, Gordon is going to be super important, and then who's their next best player? Like fucking Gerald Green and PJ Tucker?
Hey, PJ Tucker is like pretty solid for them.
He's solid for them, yes, but nobody's going to war in the West being like, oh yeah? Oh, I see your Kawhi Leonard and raise you PJ Tucker.
No, Capella. No, Capella's their fourth best
Well, that's
guy.
what I'm saying.
He
So
will be.
Capella's got to be, like, Houston needs him, especially without a reason, but Houston needs Capella.
Yeah, I agree.
That's, I'm really
I
interested
guess
to see
it
what
really won't settle. It really won't settle up until we know what's going on with Kawhi.
I think what's also I think what's getting lost in it as well. Again, like if that trade were to like happen as it is, I think everyone's going to focus on like Kawhi going to LA and him and LeBron and this and that. The Spurs get a whole bunch of shit. Like they get a lot of good stuff coming back.
Yeah, they look great. I mean, I don't know if Pop will be there, but I mean, they've set themselves up. If this happens, I think they've set themselves up well with their future, at least. I mean, they have parts that they can build on, and like even if they don't turn out well, they have tradable assets. They have the first.
Murray is sweet. Patty Mills is sweet. Aldridge is good. If you add Kuzma and Ingram and Hart and picks and more picks, like they have a good coaching staff. And granted, like I would hope Pop would be there, but if he doesn't, like I still have faith for them to get the job done because of the organization. And like I think that could be like an overlooked thing. Like we're not paying attention enough to like the fact that the Spurs are going to lose their best guy, and even though I'm a Kawhi fan, like the Spurs may lose their best guy, but they very easily could be a better team coming out of it.
It's true. I mean, they played basically the whole season without Kawhi now, so it's not like, and they still were pretty high seeds. So now you're adding, young guys and first round picks. So
yeah, they were the 7th seed, but they were like a game out of the 3rd seed.
Right, yeah, because everyone was really tight together. Yeah,
so there could have been anything there, and they're going to have a better team. They'd be deeper.
Yeah, they're saying for somebody who only played 9 games for you and you get this return, I mean, albeit when he does play, he's, has the potential to be one of the best players.
They come out winning either way, because either, like, in theory, like, if Kawhi stayed this year, he's going to play for them, they'll have Kawhi. If he doesn't stay, they trade him this year for the return that they want, and then they get better. Like, either way, I think they could make some noise and do some damage, and I don't know, to give, like, Pop and that organization, like, picks and pieces and depth and youth and talent.
Yeah, that's why if you're the Lakers, just just sit on it. You do. I mean, this year is not going to be your year. I don't think it's going to be anybody's year except for the Warriors. It looks
I would
like.
let everybody rock for a year and then sign Kawhi next year as a free agent
Exactly.
and sign
Why do you
Boogie.
have to give all that up? Why do you have to give all that up?
Yeah, I would sign Kawhi and
It's
Boogie
another
next year.
year to evaluate all these young guys, and then you have the cap space, and and everyone wants to play with you because you have LeBron, and I mean, it's great because you can see what these young guys do with LeBron. LeBron will tell you who he likes and doesn't like,
Yeah,
and
and love
then
Jimmy.
then you move on down the road.
It's gonna be an interesting thing.
Yeah,
This Kawhi. I mean, I know you said like Kawhi would be the first domino, and he's not. He's the last
correct.
in
He's the
theory,
last,
but
maybe.
it's still the biggest domino because I think his domino affects. I mean, the ramifications of his domino are. I mean, granted, I honestly think the season's over, like, because the Warriors are going to win again, barring injury or some unforeseen circumstance. But the ramifications of the Kawhi move for the Lakers, for the Spurs, the Western Conference, and the league are, still extremely, extremely important. And yeah, it's going to be the last domino to fall, but I think it's arguably the biggest.
I'll say I don't think it's going to be a complete like over and done with. I could see a situation where, I mean, you're talking about an all-star in Boogie who can like do tremendous things when he has his like head on straight.
Yeah, which is like once every other month.
But obviously he can go a little sideways. He's trying
A
to come back.
little sideways.
Well, okay. He's a little bit of a head case, and he's coming back from an Achilles injury.
Very
Achilles injury, as we saw with a bunch of other guys. I mean, you basically lose your jump. You lose any pop you have.
And what they always say, it usually takes you your second season back from the Achilles injury is when you gain. Terrell Suggs came back, got better as the season went on, but he wasn't the same when he initially returned. And I mean, granted, they're different sports, but still very same with the fact that you need that explosion, you need that push off, you need that base, you need that stability.
And the Rockets are still there. I still am high on the Rockets.
I suppose. I mean, even a blind squirrel finds a nut. So maybe, they can do that. I don't have faith in... He's the Peyton Manning. The only reason Peyton Manning has any Super Bowls is because of his defense. Because he has not played great in any of
his defense?
Yeah, his defense has won him. The Carolina Super Bowl, Peyton Manning played like
shit. You mean
shit.
the Colts defense?
Yeah, the Colts defense that he
Not
won.
His defense, right?
No. The Colts defense that won Mathis Freeney and Bob Sanders, who won the defensive MVP that year. Peyton Manning threw 2 picks in that Super Bowl. And until the rain started falling down in Miami, the Colts looked like shit. And the only reason he threw one of his touchdown passes to Reggie Wayne was because Danielle fell down in the middle of the field. Peyton Manning looked like shit for the Colts in that Super Bowl. His defense won him. Also, Rex Grossman and Cedric Benson fumbled. And then the other victory with the Panthers, the Broncos defense was just fucking lights out and got a bunch of shit. Peyton Manning looked like fucking crap. Like granted he has rings, but I don't really feel legitimacy in them. And he had another part of the team get him that shit. That's why I think it's harder for Harden. Because it's only 5-on-5. Like, it's not like the rest of the team is going to pick him up. Especially with the style of basketball and the brand that he has on the court and the system that he plays in. I don't know if it lends itself to playoff basketball. And even if it does, like... I don't know. They would have to do it this year because... I don't think they beat Golden State this year. And then if the Lakers do what the Lakers are going to do, then they still miss their window. Because if next year it's a healthy Boogie, Kawhi, and LeBron, I'm taking them over the Rockets.
Yeah, but there's no saying that. I don't know. Maybe the Rockets can pull some moves. If anybody can pull moves, it's Morey. So
this Rockets team, as is not going to the finals and not winning a championship. The Broncos defense was just fucking lights out and got a bunch of shit. Peyton Manning looked like fucking crap. Like granted he has rings, but I don't really find a lot of legitimacy in them. And he had another part of the team get him to that shit. That's why I think it's harder for Harden because it's only 5-on-5. Like, it's not like the rest of the team is going to pick him up, especially with the style of basketball and the brand that he has on the court and the system that he plays in. I don't know if it lends itself to playoff basketball, and even if it does, like, I don't know. They would have to do it this year because, but no, I don't think they beat Golden State this year. And then if the Lakers do what the Lakers are going to do, then they still miss their window, because if next year it's a healthy Boogie, Kawhi, and LeBron, I'm taking them over the Rockets.
Yeah, but there's no saying that. I don't know. Maybe the Rockets can pull some moves. If anybody could pull moves, it's Morey. So
this Rockets team, as is not going to the finals and not winning a championship.
I think they have a good shot.
No, I wouldn't say like it's 0% chance. I think they have a good shot considering what they go up. Like, I think they have a good shot in comparison to like other teams that quote unquote have a shot. But I don't think, like, I think if you, yeah, I don't think that good shot is like good in terms of like good. I think it's good relative to the fact that everyone else has no shot.
No, I think that would be my second favorite pick
in the league.
Yeah.
Well, I would get into semantics with it just because, like, I don't think they would go to the finals, so I'd put them behind whoever the best team in the East is. So it's either the Sixers or the Celtics. Probably the Celtics. No, I would put the Celtics second. Really good defense, really good players, really good coach. I don't think Houston gets out of the East. If I would take Boston over Houston if they played each other.
That's crazy. That's not how that would go.
Yeah.
Because they just lost to LeBron and a shell of a team because of their young guys. And you're saying they're going to integrate in 2 All-Stars to this young squad. There's going to take a lot of chemistry. Hey, I love Brad Stevens, but I just don't think, their future is great, but I just don't know what it's going to be. I guess they'd be better at the end of the season than they would be at the beginning, but
Tatum's going to get better. Tatum's going to be better. Brown's going to be better. The experience they got is going to lend it to themselves. Brad Stevens is a great coach. Gordon Hayward, super familiar with Brad Stevens and his system, and is also a selfless player. I think Hayward integrates himself pretty seamlessly into the team and is also sweet.
I just think the Rockets would outscore them simply just on
the depth. The Celtics' depth is so much. Their starting 5 is better than the Rockets' starting 5, and then the depth is better. How are you going
to stop them putting up 83 pointers a game?
Okay, but you act like the Celtics can't score with Tatum and Kyrie and Hayward and Jaylen Brown and Rozier and Horford. They got a squad, and on top of that, they're going to play defense.
They can't score like that, and you saw that against
Hayward. They can, and a second-year Jason Tatum.
I mean, you think that, but I guess we'll see. As you saw in the playoffs, Tatum didn't even know he was the best player on the floor. The best player on his team, at least.
I'm looking from a matchup perspective.
And just scoring options wise, I just think the team that I know of the Rockets, and then I don't know because I'd have to see Hayward integrated or whatever. I just think they would just bombard them with threes. I don't know. I just can't see them scoring like.
But the Rockets' defense sucks, and Chris Paul can't guard Kyrie. Harden can't guard.
Yeah, but Kyrie can't guard nobody.
Yeah, that's fine. So, Paul will get his. Kyrie will get his. They can put somebody on Harden to fuck up Harden. No, they can put... I don't know. Tatum has length. Brown has length.
And nobody's stopping Harden on the Celtics.
I'm not saying they're going to stop him, but I'm saying they could make him a bit inefficient or cause him problems a little bit. And
if you're just saying Chris Paul gets his and then Harden gets his, then how are they...
No, I don't think Harden gets his. I think he has an inefficient series. And plus, they're going to play good team defense. The same way, and I also trust Brad Stevens, the same way the Sixers looked sweet, and then they realized, hey, let's just put our arms out and not let Ben Simmons get to the paint, and that completely fucked the... Okay, let me finish.
Sixers are not the Rockets.
Huh? I agree, but what I'm saying is I trust Stevens to have a game plan to fuck up the Rockets the way they fucked up the Sixers. Granted, the Rockets are a different team and are better, but I trust Stevens to be able to fuck up the Rockets somehow. And then the Celtics' depth and talent and coaching, I think they have a better defense than Houston. I think they have a better coach than Houston. And I know Harden is better than everybody on the Celtics. But as a team, the Celtics have way more talent.
I mean, you just got to see if it meshes, really. I
True.
mean, I hope it does. I mean,
My biggest question for them is
great.
how does Kyrie mesh? I think Gordon Hayward will be fine. I don't know how well Kyrie meshes.
I think I think he meshes well. I mean, it's that team and Brad Stevens' offense is around it's built around the point guard. You saw that with Isaiah Thomas. You saw that at times with I think that's why like Rozier did so well at times. He can take sort of, I don't want to say no name. Isaiah Thomas is not a no name, but sort of like these guys and elevate them. And when you're working with somebody who's already at an all-star, and I think one of the better players in our league, and you can start at that level, and then where can you go when you have, I guess, all the pieces? And I know, Kyrie was obviously fighting off injuries throughout the season and just got shut down, and obviously wasn't like 100%. They didn't have Hayward. I'm excited to see what the team becomes. I think right now they're the favorite in the East. I mean, it would have to be them and the Sixers. Basically, the East is a black hole, and they have those two awesome kind of young squads. So that'll be interesting. I mean, that'll be great.
The Raptors somehow.
Yeah, no, you're right. But I think in even Eastern Conference Finals of like the Sixers and Celtics, that would be pretty great.
That would be cool. You got, good teams, good coaching, young dudes, good systems. That would be a good matchup. That could be a sweet matchup for years to come, actually, based on like how everything is set up.
Yeah, true.
That could be very interesting. Oh man, so much hinges on this fucking Kawhi thing.
All right, well, we'll see what ends up happening with the NBA free agency, see if Kawhi goes anywhere. If you like this episode, rate and review. It would help us out a ton. Follow us on Instagram and all the other socials, and we'll catch you next time.
Yep.
Dweeb.
Episode done. Can it?